Now we get to hear from the creator of one of the world's most exciting online experiences called Stuttering Society. So please tell us all about Stuttering Society.
Good afternoon, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Tom, for having me here today. Thank you, everyone who is also here today. Thank you for joining it. So I would like to first present my slides. Let me just see how I can share my slides. Share screen. Okay. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay. So the topic of this presentation today is finding your voice, and also presenting Stuttering Society as an inclusive social media channel. Stuttering impact. First of all, I would like to throw here some facts, although most of you might know, but I just find it super interesting when you also have figures and numbers. Stuttering impacts affects 3 times more people who like stutter in terms of being like anxiety. So people who like stutter compared to people who don't stutter, they feel anxious three times more. We also tend to feel much more isolated. We have 6 times more communications breakdown on a weekly basis. We tend to have a lower self-esteem compared to people who don't like stutter. And 25% of people who like stutter feel that they haven't been able to get a promotion that they want at work because of their stuttering. So it's very clear that stuttering impacts us in many different ways. In terms of like anxiety, isolation, people who like stutter, we tend to feel embarrassed, ashamed about the way that we talk, and we sometimes avoid social interactions or public events like speaking events because of that. In terms of self-esteem, we also tend to sometimes feel inadequate, we feel sometimes frustrated, and that leads to a sense of lower self-like worth that sometimes is for the way that we see ourselves, but also the way that people see us, which negative attitudes from also other people can lead to us feeling that we are less, which is not a good thing. And in terms of career, many times people who like stutter, they even choose a different path professionally because they feel it's going to be easier. It doesn't maybe involve so many speaking tasks and role. And I have been through situations, for instance, of a job, maybe interview, where I have been told that I sounded insecure because I was blocking, I was hesitating too much to say the like words, and they just chose someone else. And the problem with that is that I realized people have they don't have a lot of knowledge on what is stuttering. People think it's just the very severe cases where someone maybe repeated the syllabus of the word and things like this, but they don't know that there are also blocks. They don't know there is also the prolongation of sounds. And they also don't know that sometimes we can be very fluent and sometimes we might be blocking a lot more, and which for them it's so confusing because they don't get it. So that is the reason that I decided to talk about like stuttering and try to help other people, because Some people know and some people don't know. I sing. I am a singer. And I love singing. And I recorded my first album in Brazil when I was 18. And I was enjoying so much singing all over the place and having my song feature in the radio, stations. But the problem with that is that when you have to sing, you also have to talk. You have to say a few words before singing, after singing. And then I started to have a lot of, invitations for interviews, which put me on the spot. And it got to a point where I had a live interview for a radio station that I didn't know. I was supposed to have this because this was many like singers together coming together. And I was completely surprised by this live interview. And I blocked so much that they had to stop the interview after 1 minute because I just was really struggling. So I felt completely ashamed. I felt horrible. And I got to a point where I was like, I got to a point of just praying. And some people might not believe in God, but I do. And I got to a point where I was praying like, God, if you gave me this talent and I cannot fully make the most out of it because I feel ashamed of like talking, but then I can sing. So you either make me fluent or you take away my singing talent because I feel humiliated every single time. And anyway, and all of this drama inside of me, just growing and growing to a point that I got so tired of it. I was like, I have to do something about it. If I cannot go against, I'm gonna go for it, So that's the moment that I decided to create a Stuttering Society. So this dream was born in my heart in 2019. Very casually, nothing really happened the day before or during the week. I just really felt like I have to do something about it. I have to help other people. I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of feeling like the victim somehow that I stutter and and I just wanted to do something to create community, to create a safe space where people feel comfortable just finding their own voice and just sharing. So I started developing in 2019, 2020, and then I finally launched in 2021. And Stuttering Society, for people who don't know, it's an interactive and social media platform that helps people who like stutter in different aspects of all their lives. So since I launched in June 2021, we have over 400 people registered, and from all over the world. And we have the website available in English, in Portuguese, which is my first language, is my mother tongue, and French, because I live in Brussels, in Belgium. So to be able to honor my host country, I also created in French. So this is the homepage where you can see the login, the register, and then you have the option for the languages. Once you are logged in or you are registered, that's what you see in your profile. And then you can add friends, you can send private messages, you can also share a video, an article, anything that you want. We have also a forum. But like in terms of like, okay, it's nice, it creates community, but what else is there? So first of all, the first idea was really to create a social network, to create community, because I also grew up feeling I was the only person that talks like that. So I really wanted to create a safe space for people to just share experiences, to reach out to someone when they're feeling down about how they're talking, they had a rough day, a tough day, so they can just talk to other people. But we also have career support, and that is I usually interview HR experts to talk about how to handle stuttering in the workplace, job, and what about job interviews? Should the candidate immediately disclose I stutter, or should they wait? How does that work? So I have been bringing HR people to talk about it and also to raise awareness to them also, because all of them tell me I had to study about this topic because I knew nothing about stuttering. So for me, it's good in two ways, to help people with like this fluency, but also to raise awareness to HR people who might not know much about, stuttering, because I think we can improve the way that we do the hiring processes and things like this. But then I'm not going to go too much into it now. And also I have been also bringing speech therapists to talk about stuttering for kids, for adults, for parents who maybe have to deal with like their child who has a stutter and they might feel a bit lost. So I think all these speech therapies interviews help people to better understand stuttering, especially for the parents, but also for adults. So what we want to achieve, as I mentioned before, community is one of the key things, but also career achievement, because I also bring people who like stutter, they have a successful career path, although this can be debatable what is a successful career path, but who, let's say doctors or people in high positions who, despite the stutter, they went for what they really wanted to, and they are happy with their jobs. So I think it's nice to also inspire other people to be like, you can follow your dream. And the well-being is the part for instance, the speech therapies, but also the community, because I think stuttering really impacts us emotionally a whole lot. And I think it's also important that we take care of our mental health and that we learn how to better deal with it. So there is a worldwide community for you, waiting for you. We have people from all over the world. We host virtual meetings every now and then. This year, I haven't been hosting it yet. I'm planning to do one next month because I'm getting married in 2 months. And I'm going crazy with getting all the marriage, all the wedding preparation, and my full-time job, because I have a full-time job on top of having a Stuttering Society, and I also handle a Stuttering Society full-time, pretty much. So it's been a bit crazy. But I try to do virtual meetings every 2-3 months normally. And these are the people that I have met in person, from the virtual meetings to real life. So many of them are in Brazil, including Luis, who is, I think, now participating in this meeting. So Luis on the left, he is the president of the Brazilian Stuttering Association called Abra Gagueira. So yeah, I think we still have a Portuguese community for the StutterFest, but maybe in the future we could have that. And then I have some other Brazilians. They are part of the like stuttering community who I have met in person. And there is also Sibien and Philippe here with the Swiss flag and the Irish flag. So Philippe lives in Switzerland and Sibien lives in Dublin. And they have been meeting virtually, and they finally met in person, which was really nice because it really creates like friendship in real life, which is amazing. And then I met Sibien this year. So that's a picture of me with Sibien in January. I also met Uri Schneider from the Transcending Stuttering in Israel last year. So it's really amazing to meet people in real life and to really create bonds and create friendships. So please join us also if you are, interested. All of our virtual meetings are free, by the way, the website, everything. There is no charge for anything, just to mention. And what is next? So far, so good. Everything is going well. The community, people are really bonding. What is next is that the plan is to create an app for mobiles that can connect people who like stutter more easily in a more straightforward way, and also to facilitate them getting the support that they need in terms of like speech therapy, psychotherapy, career related topics. I'm not going to go too much into it yet because this is just a plan for now. I still need to try to find funds to make this dream come true. But that's the plan for the next season of Stuttering Society. And yeah, I just wanted to tell you that professionally and in a personal setting, understand that your value is way beyond your stuttering. Never stop dreaming and believing. Never stop achieving. So I really would like to end with this quote, because it's something that I have to very often remind myself also, which is not always easy, to just keep going, keep believing. I also still have days that I feel very much down with my stuttering, and I feel like I wasn't able to say what I wanted today in that meeting doing work, and I felt like really ashamed. I felt misunderstood. They didn't understand me. Maybe they think that I'm not so smart like them, and all these thoughts that come to my mind. But honestly, it's part of the journey. I think the important part is it's okay to feel down. I think it's fine. But just don't stay there, come back and keep going, because that's what makes life worth and, interesting. And that's what makes us resilient also. So keep fighting the good fight. And if you want to join us, join the community. This is our website, the Facebook, our Instagram. And if you want to send us an email, info@stutteringsociety.com. And I'm super thrilled to be here. Thank you so much again, Tom. Thank you everyone who is joining and taking the time to listen to me. And thank you so much.